Hi guys, Iron Cameraman here. Just recently, Dafuk Boom published as many as 3 spoilers for episode 76 of part 2. At first glance, you might think that these spoilers are plain and superficial, which is fundamentally wrong. If you look deeper into them, you can see things that will turn your perception of part 2 of episode 76 upside down. Not only are there a lot of mysterious and cryptic details that you might not have noticed, but also memes that Razoplay and the Russian community in general have recently created. Today, you and I will find out what this weapon is, or whose core it is. What new Astro Toilet awaits us in the next episode? Why is there a second spoiler with a hidden phrase in it? What are the walking objects doing here? And why is this episode the one that will bring back an old character from episode 16? So sit back, prepare something delicious to fully with me dive into this web of secrets of the new 2-part 76 episode. And also, don't forget to subscribe and put like to support me. Anyway, here we go. Let's start with some small but very interesting news. Elite Cameraman recently asked a couple of questions, and we learned some interesting things. We realized that Part 2, Episode 76 will feature a character that Dafuk really likes. Not in a romantic sense, but in terms of the character itself, so to speak, one of the favorite characters in the series. I advise you to memorize this information. We will still need it later. And also we learned that the 77th episode will be divided into 3 parts, and there will be a new and very important character for the series. So why episode 77 will be divided into 3 parts is clear. Dafuk did a poll on Discord on how best to publish the episodes, and people chose that it would be better if the episodes were released in parts and quickly. But as for the second question, I got curious to speculate, what's the new character? The most popular assumption is that it's a PC man. But to be honest, I'm not particularly confident in this theory. First, I've already said that the new race, if any, will most likely be revealed in episode 79. Second, there are also some very interesting characters among the old races that I think should be revealed better. Third, too soon, in my opinion, the chair that hints at PC men has only recently appeared, and I'm not particularly sure if it will appear in episode 77 already. But if it does, my guess is that it will be something along the lines of Dafuk tracking the agents. But anything is possible. Okay, now on to the more interesting topics of this video, namely spoilers. Dafuk posted them on Twitter and Instagram. In the very first leak that I want to break down, we see something like a huge red core. It's like nothing we've ever seen before. As you might have noticed, it's very large and likely very powerful, as we see red energy gathering around the core like an aura. We realize that this is most likely the energy of Astro Toilets, and the technology itself is very similar, from which we conclude that before us is a very strong and powerful Astro Toilet, which is likely to be comparable in strength to Astro Juggernaut. But these are my assumptions. Some have speculated that this is the Astro Juggernaut's weapon of choice. But no, lo and behold, as we can see, they are 2 different technologies. So this theory that this is a Juggernaut weapon is unlikely. By the way, I tried very hard to discern something more mysterious and interesting as to what else it could be. But unfortunately, I didn't find anything. But if you see something in the background of this leak, write in the comments, I'll read it and take it into account. Well, and of course, I couldn't miss another very popular theory among viewers. The fact is that very many people saw here an improved version of Speakerman Titan, but it seems to me that it would be unlikely that he would have appeared at such a fast pace, because never before in the series has Titan's improvement happened so quickly. Next, I want to analyze this leak with Cameraman. You can see that the location has not changed much. We are on the same territory as in part 1. We can see that the cameraman is a bit depressed. It's obvious. Our cameraman is just tired of fighting and wants to go home. On this spoiler, you can also notice Skibidi Toilet from the first part, who unfortunately was killed in the previous part. Too bad for him, of course. But as sad as it is, we need to further sort out this leak. We can also notice our good old friend, namely the chair. He's here again, and he's once again keeping an eye on our agents. I can't say much more as there is too little information for any theories, but we will wait to see how our chair develops further in the series. Well, the most important detail on this spoiler is this inscription right here. If we mirror it, we get the word fodder. It's an interesting detail. What does Dafuk mean by that? There are a lot of theories about this inscription on the internet. Some people think that it is related to TV men. Some people think that this inscription is related to a chair. There are a lot of theories. But it seems to me that the first spoiler and this inscription are related. Most likely, with this word, Dafuk wanted to say that agents and Skibidi toilets are like fodder. But for whom? That's right, you guessed it, for Astro toilets. So what's next? If you remember, I asked you to remember what Dafuk said about Part 2 of Episode 76, namely that one of his favorite characters would appear in it. As I believe this character is an Astro toilet, I'll explain in a moment. Look, we saw a very powerful cannon or cannonball in the first spoiler, and here we notice the word fodder. Feed, as we know, is meant for animals, right? So what if this gun or cannonball belongs to the Skibidi cat we saw in Episode 16? It is very likely that he is Dafuk's favorite character, and we will finally, after all this time, see his new appearance. By the way, the fact that this is his favorite character I assumed because of the fact that he has a cat in real life as well. Well, we'll wait, but whether it will be a cat is not clear. But there are too many little details that hint at the appearance of a Skibidi cat, or is it already an Astro cat? We'll find out in Part 2 of Episode 76. Okay, now on to the last spoiler that Dafuk posted. On it you can see that the whole location is on fire. Right across the whole area we see only fire, which is very frightening. This once again shows us the full horror of this war. In the center of the spoiler we see a TV man, which shows the forbidden sign that Dafuk used to answer the questions of the YouTuber Razorplay. You and I remember that this emoji became a meme after Razorplay's interview. Well, as we can see, Dafuk decided to once again use this joke, which has gotten out of hand, so to speak. To the left of the TV man, we can see the hull of the little Astro that was killed in the last episode. There's not much to say about him, but it's a very interesting detail. We can also spot the cameraman on fire. When I first saw it, I immediately remembered how the AIDS and secret agent himself hid in the middle of the fire more than once, and it also reminded me of the scene when the plunger was dying. So I don't think this character works for secret agent, as there is no distinguishing feature, and we can also assume that it was just done on purpose for pathos. Another small detail was in the upper right corner. There you can notice something on the semblance of a restroom. This could be Skibidi Toilet who's fighting or probably killed, but we'll find out in the next episode. Now, let's talk about this flower pot. I noticed it last episode 76. I assumed it was a marshmallow, but I was wrong. As it turns out, this moving object is a flower pot. What can I say? It looks like Secret Agent is getting himself a new office. He already has a chair, a pot with a flower. He also needs a desk, various accessories, a sofa, a carpet, and much more. Therefore, Secret Agent is already gradually ordering new furniture and decor. This can explain why they are rolling themselves. Most likely, they have robot deliverers built into them, since there's a war going on right now and regular deliverers can be killed. That's why Secret Agent ordered these items with this delivery. We'll wait until he builds himself a new office and calls us over to evaluate it. But seriously, at this point, I have no ideas or theories at all. But I'm hoping for Part 2 of Episode 76 to find out at least a little bit about these things. Let's hope that Dafuk will dare to open this veil of secrets of moving objects. Okay, now we can try to guess what we can expect in the new part of the 76th episode. Everyone, I think, it is clear that the action will unfold immediately after Part 1. That is, right after the appearance of Cameraman Scientist. We realize that there will be a battle, next to which will ride a revived chair and ficus. Perhaps in the new part for the first time will appear some strong Astro toilet capable of killing both Skibidi toilets and agents. Well, and just because of that, it will be in this battle that the first mass unification of agents and Skibidi toilets will happen. As in Episode 75, we saw a small alliance. In 76, we should see, so to speak, a medium-sized alliance of former enemies. And already in Episode 77, there will be a massive alliance of Alliance and Skibidi toilets. So we will wait. I think that very soon the episode will be released and we have not long to wait for it. Maybe in 2-3 days, Dafuk will publish it. Well, that was Iron Cameraman. Good luck and bye.